And welcome to the Motoring Show. As you guys can see, we had the privilege of borrowing a Aston Martin DB9 this morning, and we drove out to the Piston Ring, the annual swap meet, which you can see here. Now, if you've never been here and you live in the Gauteng area, you got to get out here if you're a gearhead. Some of the coolest stuff you'll see, great cars, some really collectible things, cars that are in conditions that you can't believe. It's only $10 or something to get in, so it's really cheap. And if you have a car that's older than 20 years, you park inside the arena, and obviously your car's on display there for everybody to see, and you'll see everything there from hot rods to four-wheel drives. The swap meet itself, the stalls are insane. You can buy anything here, from old army memorabilia to vintage car parts, unbuyable stuff, old and new. Just a wide array of goods on sale. If you're a collector of anything car-like and more, it's not just around cars. The swap meet side is incredible. And like I said, back to the cars, some really cool cars there. If you happen to get to these things while the owner's standing there, they all have an awesome story. And yeah, if you've never been there, I mean, this is a pristine little Alpha. I mean, look at the paintwork on that thing. You see cars here that you just simply don't see anywhere else. So, and like I said, all sorts, 4x4s, kit cars. I mean, there's a Carmen Gear, Beetles, Datsuns, Pajeros. It's such a wide mix of cars. There's a nice hot rod, Porsches. So like I said, it's open to all makes and models. So if you haven't been there, try and make a plan and come out here and check it out. That's it for the Piston Ring. It's the annual swap meet, and we drove here today in the Aston Martin DB9 Volante. This is a 2006 model with around 60,000 k's on the clock. And my first time in an Aston Martin, so I have an old saying that served me well through life, saying that, when last did you do something for the first time? And as we grow older, these things become more and more difficult to do. Experiences become less and less common, and this has definitely been a fantastic experience so far. The Volante is a cabriolet. On the way in this morning, it was a nice early morning, it wasn't too cold, we had the top down, and it does what it's supposed to do. This being a GT model, driving here, it's about probably a 50k drive from where I live to here, and it's all highway, and it's built perfectly for it. This one's got an exhaust on it as well, so it sounds quite, if you open the taps a bit, it's actually quite loud, but it does sound very, very fruity. And it's hard to believe that it's a 20-year-old car that we're driving. The thing just feels great. It's showing its age a bit, but I think a little TLC will definitely get it back into very close to showroom condition. Mechanically, it's perfect. I mean, the motor and the gearbox shift seamlessly. It really feels great. It doesn't overheat. Everything works. I know they had an issue with the battery. The thing was standing for so long that the battery went flat, and obviously with the voltage drops, you've got a couple of engine lights and things that have gone on, but they'll sort that out before it goes up for sale. But despite that, very, very nice car. The DB9 comes with a 6-litre V12. It's an NA 6-litre V12, and to the uninitiated, it's just a massive engine. It has got so much torque. It just effortlessly glides along, and if you give it the boot, then it wants to get wherever you're pointing it in a hurry. It's very quick. I think it makes over 500 newton meters of torque, somewhere in the region of about 450 horsepower. Really, really nice car to drive around in. It's geared, long gears. I think its top speed's 187 miles an hour, so like 300 plus k's an hour. But on the highway cruising here, 120 k's an hour, it's about 1800 RPM, so it's just gently burbling along. So far we're really enjoying it. So we came out to Piston Ring today for the annual swap meet. We got some friends, always meet people here. It's out here in Modderfontein. If you haven't been to Piston Ring, do yourself a favor. It's a monthly event. Obviously the swap meet's their big one, but every month And I mean, we're driving out now and there's still cars pouring in. I mean, all sorts of cool cars you'll see on the montages and the clips that we've done. You just can't believe it. And the swap meet itself is insane. There is more stuff there than you can ever imagine. Morden, our cameraman and editor here, got lost for about 45 minutes and ended up parting with some of his hard-earned cash for some really cool memorabilia. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff going on here. Families, kids, dogs. I mean, it's a really nice day out. So yeah, we're done for the day. We are on our way back to our neck of the woods. And yeah, I think we'll probably stop over for a drink and a little bit of a debrief. But so far, I'm really, really enjoying this car. Actually, it's going to be a sad day to give it back. Right, we'd also like to thank Absolute Auto in Cresta. They have graciously borrowed us this vehicle, and we'll be testing more vehicles from their lot in the future, hoping to see some cool stuff, and we'll post a link in the description to their sales offering. All I can say is that it is a Aston Martin with a 6-litre V12. It's not scared of getting itself going. So I mean, it's an old girl, but it still runs really, really well. You know, I think with these kind of cars, a lot of care and attention needs to be taken to keeping them on the road and, you know, maintenance and that kind of stuff. And I'm sure it can't be cheap, but you know, if you look at the retail prices of these things, it's a lot of car for the money. I mean, you can buy one of these things now in our local market for, you know, probably around the 500 to 700 mark. This particular one is probably the cheapest one in South Africa, if not in the world. We'll do a little bit of a search later and see, you know, what we can find them for. But yeah, I think this one is sub 500. So yeah, it's, I mean, these days when a C200 Mercedes-Benz is over $1 million these days if you spec it right. So to be able to get into a proper supercar, you know, GTX style thing, I mean, these things are over 4 million rand when they're new. Yeah, it's a lot of car for the money. Alright, and we'd like to introduce Vinny's 1975 Datsun GX Coupe to the channel. Nice little hot rod, fuel injected fire breather. This is going to be the next car on our show. So yeah, we can't wait to show you what this little fire breather is all about.